Few days back, I was scrolling through Twitter and suddenly this came up. I have watched a few of Sadhguru's short videos on Instagram and YouTube before.
You are willing to receive what's smart enough?
Is it Aham Brahmasmi or divine? What is it?
Aham Brahmasmi.
Finding out things that your grandmother already knew. I have not wasted time thinking about myself.
That some guru told him not to use his mind. I do not know which guru said this. One thing is clear, the advice has been taken seriously.
But didn't really pay attention to them. However, after watching this, I was curious and I started digging about Sadhguru and Isha Foundation to find out what all the fuss was about. One interesting thing I found out was that Sadhguru is the largest spender on social and political ads on Facebook and Instagram, spending over 1.35 lakhs per day. That's more than 40 lakhs per month. Crazy amount of money on just ads. After reading about this, I was really curious about how the foundation is actually making money. Now, I know many of you think, isn't a non-profit organization or NGO supposed to be not making any profits? But I think that's the wrong approach. Most non-profits around the world today focus on being more sustainable, which means they are reducing their dependency on donations by creating other revenue streams. This allows them to scale their impact, reach more people, and make a large difference in society. So, in this video, we are going to deep dive into the business model of Sadhguru and Isha Foundation. Basically, about how they generate income, where that money is spent, what their core product really is, and how their entire operation is structured. But if you are looking for some masala, political drama or debates, whether Sadhguru is right or wrong, whether he is scientifically correct or not, then this video is not for you. If you see from afar, Sadhguru is basically a guy with charismatic personality, flashy bikes and cars, flaunting his riches with millions of followers that worship him like a god. But if you take a closer look, you'll realize that he's much more than just a spiritual leader. Sadhguru is a marketing and sales genius. One technique he uses most of the time in his interviews is called bait and switch, a classic sales technique. Take a look at this clip.
Why are we structuring our lives like this, that if everybody is doing badly, I will feel great? I think it's sickness. Hello? You think it's joy or sickness, please tell me. If all of you are doing badly, I feel great because I am number one now.
He knows how to manipulate a situation. Actually, manipulate might be a wrong word. He's more like a master influencer who knows exactly how to steer a situation to his advantage without people even realizing it. That's what makes him so effective. Sadhguru understands that delivering his message or value, whether it's spiritual insight, life lesson, or environmental activism, on such a massive scale requires not just a good personality, but a robust system for distribution, and it takes enormous resources and efforts to build it. And that's exactly what we are going to break down in this video, to talk about Sadhguru and Isha Foundation's business. Before that, let me first tell you his personal story. He was born Jagdish Vasudev in 1957. His father was an eye doctor and his mother was a homemaker. He started his yoga journey when he was just 13 years old, but he had no interest in spirituality at that time. His parents wanted him to do post-graduation, but he had decided to get into business. Jagdish Vasudev's first venture was running a chicken farm in Mysore, but his parents did not want him to be involved in poultry. This led to him entering into construction industry and starting a firm called Build It. At 25, he leased out his construction business to a friend and went on a year-long trip across India. It was during this time, while sitting on the hills of Chamundi in Mysore, that he had what he describes as a profound spiritual experience. This was the turning point. He returned from this journey as a different man. Someone no longer interested in running businesses, but instead dedicated to exploring and teaching yoga. He gave up his entrepreneurial ventures and began his spiritual teachings, starting with small sessions in Karnataka and Hyderabad. Then, in 1992, Sadhguru started the Isha Foundation, a non-profit spiritual organization. Surprisingly, the entity is not just registered in India. They have a US entity as well, which did over $40 million in revenue in the last year. Let's break down how Sadhguru and Isha Foundation generate most of their revenue. Although they have many revenue streams, a major part of it comes from selling 4 products. The first is from the various courses they offer, such as inner engineering, breathwork, and meditation programs. These courses are marketed as tools for personal growth, mental clarity, and spiritual awakening, appealing to all age groups. They are available online and in-person session as well at their wellness centers. The second is the large-scale events and spiritual retreats held across the globe. They can range from weekend programs to extended excursions like the Kailas Darshan organized by Isha's Sacred Walks, which can cost anywhere from 2.8 lakhs to 50 lakh rupees. Yep, you heard that right, 50 lakhs. That's the power of well-built distribution. This contributes significantly to the foundation's revenue. The third is the wide range of products sold through Isha's online and offline stores. These include Ayurvedic health products, herbal supplements, skincare, clothing, and other lifestyle products, all marketed under the Isha Life brand. And lastly, donations. They play a big role in their funding. Isha Foundation has mastered the art of fundraising with millions of followers who deeply believe in Sadhguru's cause. Now, here's something crazy. Isha Foundation operates with an exceptionally high profit margin of around 60%. Compared to other businesses, their operational costs are much lower, which is why their profit margins are better. But how do they manage such low costs? All of this, especially large-scale events and yoga sessions, require a lot of human resources. The answer is their volunteer network. As an advantage, the Isha Foundation has completely eliminated the process of human resource. They don't hire that many people. Instead, they work with over 17 million volunteers, and the majority of them are unpaid. This is what makes the economics of Sadhguru's operations really good. At a zoomed out perspective, Isha's business model is built on 3 pillars: a personal brand, a shop, and an events business, all of which is powered by a huge volunteer base. This combination of strong revenue streams, less operational costs, and loyal following allows Sadhguru's enterprise to be highly profitable and scalable. Sadhguru is also great at building marketing funnels. While researching, I watched Sadhguru's podcast with Joe Rogan, and during their conversation, I noticed something. Sadhguru has a weird storytelling way of answering questions, and Joe, being Joe, continued to press Sadhguru to get the bottom of each question. And Sadhguru's answer would always lead to, "We practice this at Isha Foundation."
Today, I want you to understand this. The Isha Foundation and this inner engineering process that we are doing around the world.
This is a genius marketing funnel. He subtly directs the audience towards Isha's offerings. It's a strategic way to introduce people to his programs, easing them into deeper involvement. Another example is, if you start with the inner engineering program online, it begins with an entry fee of around 2,000 rupees. They pay extra and attend inner engineering completion program, which you can attend either online or offline. The offline retreat, however, is priced at 20,000 rupees. After that, there is an option to move on to advanced programs like Bhavaspandana. This entire system is built like a step-up funnel, where every stage is an upsell or cross-sell, designed to deepen your involvement with the Isha Foundation and its offering. It's not just about selling the courses. It's a clever method to keep the customer engaged and committed to progressing through higher levels of programs, contributing to the foundation's revenue. Alright, now let's get into the actual products and services that Isha Foundation offers. People usually think Sadhguru sells spirituality, but that's just the outer layer. What they actually offer is structure and identity. Their yoga programs are not just about the physical practice. They're designed to organize your life, your habits, and your mindset. But this is not something that Sadhguru has invented. Yoga is being practiced from tens and thousands of years, probably from the Indus Valley civilization. What Sadhguru did and what makes his approach so powerful is that he packaged this ancient practice in a way that's accessible, organized, and structured for modern times. And this is very important. You see, there's a difference between you learning or doing something randomly versus someone teaching you to do it in an organized manner. It's like you doing some asanas every day will give you very little benefit, But if you are learning it from a yoga guru, someone with deep knowledge and experience, it will give you better results in less time. That's what Isha Foundation offers, a structured path. Sadhguru also does a lot of work for social causes, like Save Soil Project and Kaveri Calling, which is a good thing. But they are also great branding and awareness campaigns for their core products. It may or may not be the intent with the social movements, but it works. Take the Save Soil project as an example. Sadhguru traveled on a motorcycle for around 30,000 kilometers across several countries, which grabbed global attention. Along the way, he appeared on many international shows like The Daily Show with Trevor Noah and the Joe Rogan Experience, introducing himself to an entirely new audience. By appearing on these shows with huge audiences, Sadhguru not only raised awareness about soil health, but also built credibility for himself and his foundation. The people watching these shows might not have been interested in yoga or meditation initially, but they were drawn by his charisma, storytelling, and the scale of his initiative. Once interested, they are more likely to explore his teachings and products. His marketing team has done a great job by getting him in all these shows. It's a very strategic move, tapping into audiences who might never even have heard of him. It's basically a master class in using social causes to increase brand identity. As we dive deeper into Sadhguru's operations, it becomes clear that, like any other growing organization, Isha Foundation also had its shares of criticism and challenges. One thing that came up while I was researching was how the foundation handled its finances, especially the tax part. You see, Isha is a public charitable non-profitable trust. It enjoys certain tax exemption under the Income Tax Act. This means that the foundation doesn't have to pay tax on its income as long as that income is classified as donations. This is where things get a little shady. There are no public records detailing Isha Foundation's total revenues in India. However, the foundation claims that a significant portion of its income comes from donation, or as they prefer to call it, contributions. These contributions come from things like purchasing courses, attending yoga sessions, or even buying saplings as a part of their environmental campaigns. It is difficult for the government to differentiate between what counts as a donation and what is essentially a business transaction. For instance, when someone pays for a yoga session, is it really a donation or is it a purchase? Isha lists its revenues from selling services such as yoga courses, spiritual retreats, and even products as donations. While this may be entirely legal under the Income Tax Act, it has sparked debates over whether the foundation is taking full advantage of its non-profit status to minimize its tax liabilities. There are many more such stories floating around the internet. These practices makes Isha's financial model both clever and controversial. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video. Your support helps me create more content like this. Bye-bye.